You want some bad news, Michael?
No.
What are you asking me?
You're the guru of the gray matter. I figured if anybody had it, you'd have the answer.
I can't give you any direction.
I think I'm going to have to change this channel. I'm sorry.
You're completely wrong.
I refuse to be wrong on 2 calls in a row.
Tell me I'm spot on or tell me I'm crazy as all get out.
I have no idea.
I have a 6-month-old, so we'll be raising him according to Dr. Ray.
Talk about being a winner.
So, you want my question?
You ain't making any sense.
You're absolutely right. I just needed confirmation.
So what are you going to do about it, Dawn?
I'm calling you.
Now, from the studios of Living Bread Radio Network in Canton, Ohio, the hometown of Mother Angelica, here's Dr. Ray.
How would someone need confirmation for absolutely making no sense? You're not making any sense. You're absolutely right. I just need a confirmation. I'd have to take that one apart for a while. Nice to have you here on The Doctor Is In. This is live. This is not Look Back Friday. Every so often we do this on Mondays and Fridays where we have programs that we don't take calls. This time we're taking them because we've noticed over the years of having Look Back and ePerson that when we go to an open show on a Monday or a Friday, we generally get a fair amount of calls because whether some people, that's the only day they can listen, only day they can call in, we make it possible. So, you need the number. 877-573-7825. 877-57 equal. It's kind of sad here. I was forced into getting a new. I'm having trouble even to know this now. Okay, what do I have to do here? Swipe to unlock. All right, let's try this again. There it is. I broke down. I got a new smartphone. I had an iPhone 8. Yeah, it had a rotary dial on it. And so I'm learning how to do all this swiping with your finger and all that kind of stuff, and I'm so confused, and I asked my wife. But as related to that, I'm going to make a couple of invites here. All right, I get to this here. Good Lord permitting, tomorrow night, I'm heading down to Athens, Ohio, Scioto County. St. Gabriel Catholic Radio, AM 820. They got an FM 88.3 and FM 106.7. It is their benefit dinner at the Holy Family Center, Christ the King Parish. So I'm going to head down there. Athens is beautiful southern Ohio country. I don't know how they're working this. I don't know if they've closed up the seating. But if not, I certainly would invite you. I'd like to have you there. I'm going to be talking a little bit, and the meal's usually pretty good. So that is at Christ the King Holy Family Center in Athens. And then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday at St. Patrick in Sparta, Wisconsin. It's a 3-day gig. First night parenting, second night marriage, third night faith. That number is definitely on my website. So if you want to know the contact number on how to do that, or just call St. Patrick, I would imagine, in Sparta, Wisconsin, Sunday, April 19th, 20th, and 21st. So, Andrew, what I'm going to try to do here is not have a very good show, because one of the things I don't want to do is to have a good show, and then we say we can't use it because, Ray, you dated it. You put April 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21, therefore we can't use it. We could just simply say I was teasing. 877-57 equal. That is the number to call to get on the program. I would love to hear from you. This has kind of been a rite of spring. I've held off a little bit. I wanted the weather to get to the point where it feels like spring, and it pretty much does where I am in Ohio, probably more so in the Midwestern states. This is a fantasized dialogue between God and St. Francis. So God starts out the dialogue. St. Francis, you know all about gardens and nature. What in the world is going on down there in the USA? What happened to the dandelions, violets, thistle, and stuff that I started eons ago? I had a perfect, no-maintenance garden plan. These plants grow in any kind of soil. They withstand drought and multiply with abandon. The nectar from their long-lasting blossoms attracts butterflies, honeybees, and flocks of songbirds. I expected to see a vast garden of colors by now, but all I see are these green rectangles. St. Francis responds, "It's the tribes that settled there, Lord, the suburbanites. They started calling your flowers weeds and went to great lengths to kill them and replace them with grass." Grass? But that's so boring. It's not colorful. It doesn't attract butterflies, birds, and bees, only grubs and sodworms. It's temperamental with temperatures. Do these suburbanites really want all that grass growing there? Apparently so, Lord. They go to great pains to grow it and keep it green. They begin each spring by fertilizing the grass and poisoning any other plant that crops up in the lawn. God says, the spring rains and warm weather probably make grass grow really fast, right? That must make the suburbanites happy. Apparently not, Lord. As soon as it grows a little, they cut it. Sometimes twice a week. They cut it, Francis. Do they bale it like hay? Not exactly, Lord. Most of them rake it up and put it in bags. They bag it. Is it a cash crop? Do they sell it? No, sir. Just the opposite. They pay to throw it away. Francis, let me get this straight. They fertilize the grass so it will grow. And then when it does grow, they cut it off. And they pay to throw it away. Yes, sir. These suburbanites must be relieved in the summer, huh? When we cut back on the rain and turn up the heat. That surely slows the growth, saves them a lot of work. You aren't going to believe this, Lord. When the grass stops growing so fast, they drag out hoses. And they pay more money to water it so they can continue to mow it and pay to get rid of it. What? Well, at least do they keep some of the trees? That was a sheer stroke of genius, if I do say so myself. The trees grow leaves in the spring to provide beauty and shade in the summer. In the autumn, they fall to the ground and form a natural blanket to keep moisture in the soil and protect the trees and bushes. Plus, as they rot, the leaves form compost to enhance the soil. It's a natural circle of life. Lord, I think you better sit down. The suburbanites have drawn a new circle. As soon as the leaves fall, they rake them into big piles and pay to have them hauled away. No, come on. What do they do to protect the shrub and tree roots in the winter and to keep the soil moist and loose? Well, after throwing away the leaves, they go out and they buy something they call mulch. They haul it home and they spread it around in place of the leaves. And where do they get this mulch? They cut down the trees and they grind them up to make mulch. God says, enough. I don't want to think about this anymore. I've heard the whole story. For you, Francis. That's cute. Now, not unusually, I will get an email or two or more that say, where do I get that? Where do I get that? This was sent to me a while back via my own email. I don't know where it comes from. I would imagine if you do an internet search under lawns, the title is Lawns and God. But I imagine you could put in something like conversation between God and St. Francis about the suburbanites, and it'll kick in. Okay, let's get to some questions after the break. The number to call, I'd love to hear from you. We're wide open. No Look Back Friday today. Here's looking at you Friday, or listening to you. The number is 877-57-EQUAL. I'm Dr. Ray, and I'm delighted to be with you today, carrying on and talking.
This program is brought to you by the following nonprofit underwriter.
Join Catholics at the Shore 2026, May 7th through the 9th at the beautiful Icona in Avalon, New Jersey. This year's theme, Needing Nothing More, invites you to step away from the noise and encounter Christ. Speakers include Patricia Heaton, UFC champion Bas Rutten, and pro-life activist Christian Hawkins, along with other powerful Catholic voices. To learn more, go to CatholicsAtTheShore.com.
Our 20th anniversary Danube River cruise was spectacular. Due to popular demand, we have again chartered our own exclusive and brand new ship for a Rhine River cruise to 4 European countries with the most beautiful churches in Catholic history in Europe. The trip is already half sold out. Join us in June 2027. Immerse yourself in the rich Catholic heritage of Europe.
To learn more about your Ave Maria radio trip, go to AveMariaRadio.net and find the travel link.
He was a doctor of the church and one of the most famous saints of all time.
Matthew Bunson and the Doctors of the Church.
St. Augustine is honored for his immense contributions to theology, but he balanced his genius with humility. He once declared, "It was pride that changed angels into devils. It is humility that makes men as angels." He died in 461.
For more about the Doctors of the Church, visit doctorsofthechurch.com.
Do you own popular index mutual funds or ETFs? If so, you're automatically own shares of companies that conflict with your moral beliefs. Ave Maria mutual funds are managed to conform to pro-life and pro-family values. Long-term investors can invest in the no-load Ave Maria mutual funds. The experienced professional portfolio managers make decisions based on investment fundamentals and pro-life values. You can learn more about Ave Maria mutual funds today at 866 Ave Maria or visit AveMariaFunds.com.
Live program today. This is not Look Back Friday, where I review previous calls and talk more about them. I want to talk to you today. This is taking on your calls at 877-57-EQUAL. Some folks can't call any other time but on Friday. So periodically, Andrew Kruchek, my producer man, Eric Dumont, my call screamer, and myself, open up a date for calls. And this is one of those Fridays. And Carol says, I want to call in. Now, Carol, are you there, dear?
I'm here.
All right.
Thank you for taking my call, Dr. Ray.
I'm going to throw several hypotheses at you, and then you tell me which one you think best fits. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So your question is, why is it that your nieces and nephews don't seem to care for you? Now, here's several possible explanations, and certainly doesn't exhaust all of them. All right. 1, they're kind of spoiled little brats. They're not very respectful of people outside of their own preferred group. That's 1. 2, you're not likable. You're obnoxious. That's 2. 3, they're not very religious. You're religious, and so they just don't like any of that religious stuff, even though you don't even talk about it. They come to your house, and there's a crucifix and all this kind of stuff. That's 3. 4, their attitude is, I got my phone, I got my friends, and why would I have to possibly even visit my aunt? Are any of those flirting with a possibility?
Most of them are.
Wow.
The one about visiting me is not, because it's like I don't know what they think, to tell you the truth, but I left home when I was 19 and I moved to a different state, and I have helped them. They needed money. They would call me, oh, good old Aunt Carol, and I'd send them whatever I could to help them. And I helped them in a lot of ways. And then when they don't need me anymore, well, heck with you. And when my brother passed away, I didn't even know he died.
You're saying, Carol, you live in a different state?
Well, yeah. I live in Virginia, and they live in Iowa.
Okay. So most of the time, your help for them has just been sending them money. Did they actually call and ask you, I need help with this, Aunt Carol, can you help me? That's how they do it, huh?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And you did. And here's the question. Yeah. Why did you?
Because I loved them and they needed help. And I've helped all of my family, Dr. Ray, all of my life. No one's helped me.
I'm going to help you. I'm not going to send you any money, but I'm going to try to help you. How old are these nieces and nephews?
Well, they're up in age now because all of them, I'm 80, and all of them were like, at least 10 years younger than me, and then some.
So they're all well into middle age or even on the low side of older age.
Exactly. My only brother passed away a year ago. I didn't know.
They didn't tell you? Nobody told you?
No. I found out by accident.
Have they called you recently for money?
No, they haven't even done that. And when I looked at the obituary when my sister passed away, it didn't even have me as her sister on there at all.
Yikes.
And when I looked at the obituary for my father, which was today, actually, that's what brought it up again today, because I've been ignoring all of this stuff for a long time. I don't go where I'm not wanted, and no one's calling me, and I'm not going to help them if they're not going to be decent to me, at least. But anyway,
if I were decent to you, would you help me? Because I got a rear tire that's kind of got threadbare, and I do need I can give you the address, but I'll be nice. I'll call you. I'll visit you. Okay, Carol, I got to throw some speculations at you, my dear.
Okay.
It sounds like if these nieces and nephews are well into adulthood, we're not talking 19-year-olds, we're talking 50, 60-year-olds, then what's clear to me is their attitude is it's all about what they want. And if, in fact, you can't somehow, some way serve their needs, whatever that is, then they're not going to waste any time on you. Now, that is a sad, sad mentality. And my experience is that mentality is common among miserable people. So I would bet these ain't exactly the happiest people in the world. I would bet that their social relationships maybe ain't the greatest. And the fact that you have over the years given them money tells me they probably haven't lived real responsibly either. Am I wrong on all this?
No.
Ha!
No.
That's what I thought. I hate being right all the time. It really dings my humility. You know that? Now.
But the fact gives them the right to take things that were in my brother's house that were mine.
Yeah,
my pictures,
I know.
Things that
they just did it.
Done and throw
Carol,
them
they
away.
did it. They just did it and figured you weren't going to do anything about it. What are you going to do about it? You going to press charges? You going to file a lawsuit? That's right. They know you're not going to do anything about it. They wanted it and they took it. Here's where I think I can help you the most. At this point in your life, now watch out the way I say this. I don't mean it like it sounds. Write them off. Now, by that, I mean you don't hate them. And certainly if they call you, you talk to them. But you're not going to continue to try to curry their favor anymore. That's it. You have gone over and above. This relationship has been so lopsided for so many decades. You've done all this. You've been wonderful. God bless you. Wish you were my aunt. Man, my aunts didn't give me anything. That's right. I stopped visiting them after they passed away. Okay. But all that said, my dear, I would not even try to make some kind of connection with them. They owe you that respect. And if they're not grateful, and it sounds like they're not grateful at all for what you've done over the years, when you go to bed, you pray for them, you say, Lord, watch over them, but I'm going to keep all of my money. That's it. The only person I'm going to leave it to is Ray.
Well, that's what I've been doing in the last. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
But it bothers me when I look at an obituary of my father, and it's like he didn't even have me. I'm not his child.
Well, you know what, honey?
I'm like...
You know what it is? It's that people can be mean. They can just be mean. And that group back there in Iowa, all of them, nobody said, hey, we got to tell Aunt Carol about this. Not one of them. Because for whatever the reason, they were caught up in their own thing. And I'll bet you something else. I'm 7 for 7 so far. I'm gonna hesitate to say this to break my streak. But I'll bet they're probably not real religious either.
They're not.
8 for 8. 8 for 8.
Yeah, I'm the religious one of the group.
There you go.
Yeah.
And you know, it's kind of sad, too. Because think about this, Carol. Think about this. You have loved God. You've tried to live your faith. You try to be a good disciple. What a gift. What an infinite gift. Infinite gift. And the very tragedy with your nieces and nephews is that, as you see it, they've ignored him. And they're just living life as though this is all there is, and I'll just take what I can get. That's right. I'll go into Aunt Carol's relative's house, and I'll take that lamp because I like that lamp. That's right. I'm going to let her have it. What has she done for me lately? And so, my dear, I just want to give you peace on this. I want to give you peace on this so that you just give it up. You just simply say, okay, I'll pray for you.
This actually happens with other people. It's not.
Oh my gosh. Carol. This is an epidemic. This is an absolute epidemic of people simply not showing respect to elderly, not being grateful. Oh, gosh, yes. Oh, no. All right, I'll close with this one because I think I smelled you're blaming yourself here. That you're thinking, well, was it me? Is it something about me? Is it something I've done wrong? I know you're thinking that. I'm 9 for 9, aren't I?
Yes.
Well, I don't know you, dear, but I'm going to take a guess here from baseline prediction that if you tried to be a faithful religious woman and you've given them help over the years, it ain't you. It's their spoiled entitlement. And that is now so common. So very common. So you be at peace knowing that this is their problem. It's not yours. And the good news is you don't have to give them any more money. And I'll tell you what, if you give them money when they call again, I'm going to find out about it. I will find out about it. I have informers in Virginia. Don't even think of it.
Well, I won't think of it, honest, because after all of these years and all of this stuff and all of my stuff that I don't have, my pictures and my my first communion picture and my wedding pictures.
Is there anybody that you can? Is there anybody you can go get it? Somebody you trust in that area, that you know in that area,
no.
or anybody? No, or even somebody.
Not at this point.
Okay, or even somebody from Virginia that'll say, you know what, Carol, I'll go do that for you. You let me know what's there. I'll go try to get it. Of course, they'll stop them.
I think it's a little late now. Whatever they had, they threw it out, I'm sure.
All right. Well, you have the greatest gift of all, my dear. You have faith. What a gift that is. God bless you, hon. This is Dr. Ray, 877-573-7825. It's kind of sad. There's so much entitlement. So much. Very nice to have you here. This is not Look Back Friday. This is Listen to You Friday. We're taking calls. Do that every so often. Patricia is calling from Georgia, and she has been Catholic almost 6 years now. Patricia, my question is, what was it about you converting that you think your husband divorced you for that reason?
Well, he told me if I became Catholic, he would divorce me, and he did.
Was he a very inveterate fundamentalist, evangelical? He just said, I'm anti-Catholic?
You know, we were going to Reformed Presbyterian Church. We moved so much, we just kind of found a place we felt good at. We'd go to a few. We did hear, I didn't know until he divorced me that they're very anti-Catholic. They're like Mary, oh my gosh, you know, we can say she had Jesus at Christmas, but that's it. And, but, you know.
You think he absorbed some of that? Patricia, you think he absorbed some of that?
Well, he must have absorbed something because, I mean, you know, I didn't even know about Catholics, really. I mean, I heard the name, but that's all. And so I don't know. It was listening to EWTN I became Catholic, and I wasn't even trying to get the station. It's the only one I got on my car. And anyway, I've told my conversion story enough, I'm sure. But anyway, yeah, I'm at this moment, I mean, it's like I got exhausted by Lent. I know that sounds crazy. I just feel sad, and I think about him. And, you know, after 45 years, you just can't unlove somebody, can you?
Did you have a good marriage, or was this, in his mind, something the marriage had, for him, had moved along kind of, well, and then you did the final sin. You became Catholic.
Well, there's a couple of things there. First of all, you know, I found out later, which is weird, after he married someone else, I found out that he'd been unfaithful to me, probably a whole bunch, and I didn't even know it.
All right, stop right there. Stop right there. There's your explanation. It's not because you became Catholic. That sounds like a convenient excuse for him. If you got a guy that's been running around on you all your marriage, what does that say about his commitment to your marriage? What does that say about his commitment to you, Patricia? It's not.
Well,
it's not the fact that you became Catholic. Therefore, that's the last straw. No, he immediately jumped into another quote unquote marriage.
Yeah, he did do it immediately. By the way.
Yeah, I've been seeing that girl.
Yeah, well, we roomed together when we were at University of Texas. So I guess he just kept up with her, you know. I mean, and she and I weren't really close. I mean, we didn't pick each other's roommates. It was one of those situations they gave you one.
Okay.
Anyway,
I got a question for you.
I think
you say you got sadness. I would think you didn't know all this was going on. You've just found out about it. You found out about he was serially unfaithful to you. Okay. So you did not have the marriage you thought you had at all, not even close. Okay? He was good at keeping up the appearance. Now, not only do you know that commitment on his part was a sham, but you also know the most infinitely important thing you could possibly know in your life, and that is to be a Christian disciple. Wow. Think about that. Think about what you have been given compared to him as he bounces from woman to woman to woman as he searches for his happiness. What you have been given. That should wash away at least some of that sadness.
Right. I have two daughters. My oldest daughter, very smart. I don't know if this is common, but she has a photographic memory, and I find that she has no empathy, I would say. she really was angry with me for breaking up the family. Of course, we're not living together, but you know what I mean. But I have another daughter who has severe autism. And once I was divorced and living by myself, I just couldn't care for her by myself. Sometimes, you know, she went into rages and stuff like that and threw things. Anyway, she got placed somewhere, and I don't even know where. Something really weird happened where.
Who placed her? Patricia, who placed her?
My husband or my ex-husband.
He won't tell you?
No. And what happened
You have legal recourse. You have legal recourse.
I
You know
don't.
this. Yes, you do. Of course you do.
I don't have guardianship anymore.
No, you don't have guardianship, but... Okay, she's an adult then, I take it.
Yeah, she's like 40.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, you don't. But okay, if there's some way you can find out. I mean, you know where your husband lives or your ex-husband, so you can kind of do a little bit of a search for developmental disability group homes, and you can do a little bit of a search. That's all you got to do. I
actually called the head of for Georgia for disabilities, and of course got down, you know, a few layers. But I don't know. It just, you know, they just said there's nothing we can do. I mean, there's one lady who tried, and she said, really, there's nothing we can do. And I mean, here's
what you can do. You ready? Here's what you can do if you got the money. Hire yourself a private investigator. That person will find her.
Yep.
That's what you can do.
Well, this is the other weird thing about the divorce. You know, he drew it up. He was a former CPA, been an auditor with Exxon for years. But anyway, he just drew the whole paper up, things he wanted, what he was going to give me, and gave it to the attorney. And we didn't even discuss it. The attorney just said okay, and I signed on a line, crying the whole time.
Oh boy!
So he left me nothing. I was.
Well, my dear, I can't give you answers to that. The answer I can give you is your sadness you're experiencing. I hope you can turn it into rejoicing because of the infinite gift you've been given. Yeah, you've been robbed of temporal stuff, no question. Yes. But you've been given the infinite gift that you can probably have a lot of faith that you will live eternally in heaven. And that dwarfs anything that you had before.
I agree.
And before you had kind of a fake marriage because you had a guy that was basically just sort of doing what he was doing on the side and you didn't know about it.
Yep.
So, my gosh,
he traveled so much.
Yeah, there you go. All right, you be at peace and rejoice. That's what our Lord wants you to do. 877-573-7825, 877-57 equal. Bottom of the hour, sort of, kinda. Still got time for a few more calls. This is Dr. Ray. Emotionally peaking, all biorhythms in sync, aligned with Jupiter and Mars, pegging the IQ needle. Short bursts at a time, maybe a sentence or two at a time, up around 125. You're talking to at a time you could get intellectually singed. You won't get seared. You got to go with the really bright guys, Jimmy Aiken and David Anders and all those dudes, Father Mitch. Yeah, then you could get seared, no question. James did not want to go on the air. I hope James is still listening because Eric wrote down a very nice summary. I'll read it here and then I can comment. James says, my daughter had her first communion recently. Admittedly, I was a little behind on inviting family to celebrate. Okay. A week before the date, I invited my dad to join us for Mass. Instead of telling me I should have given him more time, he texts me, telling me that he was, quote, taking this as a sign of disrespect, saying that I invited everyone else before him. In fact, Dr. Ray, he was literally the first person I invited out of the handful of Catholics in my family. And this is tapping into what my answer is going to be. It's not the first time he has taken way too much offense to something he doesn't know all the details of what is going on in my life. Not that I don't have my own faults, but is this kind of behavior normal with age? He is in his 60s, I'm in my 30s. So to answer the question, is this kind of behavior normal with age? No, it is not. What I'm taking James to mean is, as you get older, is this kind of behavioral normal? No. It's normal with any age. Unfortunately, I'm working on a book right now talking about being unoffendable. And when you take it personally, which is what it sounds like Dad did, well, you didn't invite me. I'm your father. Now, James, I don't know if you're going to try to explain to him, and even if you do try to explain to him, I don't know if it's going to make any difference. You can tell him, Dad, I didn't invite anybody. You were the first person I invited. You know your father. You know how he'll react to that. What you see is the biggest reason, I think, that people get offended. You dissed me. You didn't respect me. You didn't give me my due. How dare you? It's heavy pride. Heavy pride. You didn't acknowledge me in the way I wished to be acknowledged? Harumph. And that's, sadly, it's not uncommon. I'm working on that part of the book right now where I'm talking about flat out take it personal and make sure you'll be mad. Because what he did, James, he took it personal. You're right. You said this is not the first time. Well, that seems to be his style. And when people are quick to take things personally, they tend to be hypervigilant to offense. Bit insecure, actually. Always looking out for somebody not giving me the proper respect. It's, I guess I would say this to you. Explain once to your dad if you haven't already. And you didn't mention whether he was coming or not. Taking it as a sign of disrespect. Well, does that mean he's not coming? I don't know. But that's, to answer your question, no, that behavior is not normal with aging. It is normal with any age. Okie doke. When we come back, I'm going to go to John from Long Island, New York. Really cool. Get a New York call. This is Dr. Ray. The number is, we got one more segment after this, 877-57 equal, 877-573-7825.
This program is brought to you by the following nonprofit underwriter.
Are you longing to hear God's voice? Lord, Teach Me to Pray, the free Ignatian Prayer Series will open your heart to His voice, to the peace you are seeking and the only love that fulfills the human heart, Jesus. God is calling you to true joy, knowing Jesus personally. Lord, Teach Me to Pray is free. Go to LordTeachMeToPray.com, click on the red box, order the Lord, Teach Me to Pray series now. Go to LordTeachMeToPray.com.
What do we mean when we say the church is the body of Christ? From the very beginning, Jesus shared with his apostles his mission, his joys and sufferings, and the mystery of the kingdom. The Catholic Catechism points out that Jesus indicated the intimacy of his union with his followers when he said, I am the vine, you are the branches. Abide in me, and I in you. When Jesus' visible presence was taken away from the apostles, they were not orphaned. Jesus sent them his Spirit. As a result, says the Catechism, communion with Christ is even more intense. Jesus mystically constitutes as his body all those brethren called together from every nation. The church is not only gathered around Christ, she is united in him, in his body. This is Peggy Stanton, and this has been the Order of Malta's Minute with the Catechism.
The following program is brought to you in part by MyCatholicWill.com. Surveys show that more than half of Americans do not have a will. At MyCatholicWill.com, it takes as little as 15 minutes to write your will and secure a legacy of faith. MyCatholicWill.com is the exclusive online destination for creating a Catholic will. The process of writing a will is simple and now more accessible than ever. MyCatholicWill.com, a legacy of faith for those you love.
Somebody asked me once, if you were in your coffin, lying in your coffin, what would you want people to say about you? Now, you can ask that question to a lot of folks, and they'll say things like, he was a faith-filled man, he loved, he was a good dad. I think I'd like him to look at me and say, hey, I think he's moving. John from Long Island, New York. Hey, John.
Hey, Dr. Ray. Thanks for taking my call.
How much did you lose?
How
much did you lose?
I have a hugely embarrassing, humiliating circumstance where I was involved in a romance scam, and I lost $107,000 in it.
Oh, that's a chunk.
Yeah, that's a chunk. I mean, it's not going to bankrupt me, but it hurts.
Does it hurt? Because, wait a minute, when you say romance, let me jump in here, John. When you say romance scam, what do you mean by that?
This woman approached me on Telegram, and, said it was like, oh, are you such and such? And I said no, and she was very beautiful, and she started talking to me about investing in a cryptocoin investment, and she was just so convincing, and just so.
John, who do you think that woman was?
Who do I think she? I don't know. I think that she was a person who may have been involved with some sort of underworld scam.
I don't even know if she was a woman. I don't even know if she's from this country.
Well, we did a couple of video chats.
Mm-hmm. That's no proof of anything now. Okay, so basically you got taken. You definitely got taken. Were you upset mostly because of the money, or were you upset because you thought this person cared about you and you realized she was just using you?
Both. I guess the money hurts more than the person, because she's apparently she's a swindler. So that makes it. I mean, I don't feel about her like I did when we were, when I believed in her.
So why does it, other than the practicalities of losing $100,000, why does that bother you so much? Why is it still lingering with you? Why can you not say, hey, I was really stupid, I got taken, I learned one heck of a lesson? How come you can't do that?
It just happened a few days ago.
Okay. All right. Well, that's early.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's the process. If you were anything wrong there, John, you were over-trusting and naive. Now, there's nothing sinful about that. That's not sinful. But it certainly is lesson learning. You're certainly not the first. These scammers are all over the place. I heard a friend just tell me recently they estimate there are 50,000 call centers coming out of India alone.
Oh, my goodness.
open nothing that comes through your internet or your email that says, hey, I got some pics. And then you recognize the person. Oh, yeah, this is a guy who went to school. Yeah. No, do not go there. Or we have since found that you have an unpaid ticket, and it is now into court, and you need to contact this number. No, don't. It's all scam. It's all scam. And you, unfortunately, are among the many, John. You're not unusual. You're not stupid. You just were sensitively trusting, and it costs you. Costs you a lot.
Yeah.
But if you say, okay, all right, I can survive from the loss of the money. I would say this, though. If you have any sense that this woman, I put that in quotes, used you, she didn't use you, because we don't even know it was a woman. We don't even know who exactly it was, how it was presented. We don't know if it was AI. We don't know anything. All we know is you ain't the only one they did that to. They're bilking a lot of people. But you learned a wild lesson. Most of the time, people learns lesson with their money less than $100,000. But yikes! But by the way, my friend, this has nothing to do with your character, your person, your sinfulness, your love of God. It doesn't mean any of that. All it means is that you got taken in by somebody that just seemed to be legit. There you are, my friend. God bless you,
Dr. Ray. I got one other little question. You might be able to have a few things to say about. What do you think about TM, Transcendental Meditation?
It's a pretty broad umbrella. By and large, it's kind of, if it can be an Eastern type theory, it kind of goes against what the church teaches. It kind of goes against what we as Christians pursue in prayer and in connection with God. I don't know enough about all the various types. I don't know if some of it is completely divorced from any kind of Eastern mysticism. I don't know. I'd have to plead ignorance on that. But I guess I would say just be very cautious and very, very careful. Reminds me of the story a guy goes to the dentist, and the dentist says, would you like Novocaine?
Oh, I know this story.
And he said, no, I would like to transcend dental medication. Take care, my friend. I'll talk to you. Julie.
Thank you, Dr. Ray.
All right, sir. Julie, Lansing, Michigan. How long does one need to keep going back to a psychiatrist until fate takes over, huh? Well, I guess depends upon why you went to the psychiatrist in the first place. Hi, Julie.
Oh, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I hear you.
Oh, okay. Why did it go in the first place?
Yeah.
Well, I'm in my 70s, and the first time I think I ever went, I went to a psychiatrist that my dad had, and I went to go tell him off, and he met me at the door and told me off first. So that was my first encounter.
Oh, geez. Well, in other words, you didn't go to a psychiatrist for mental reasons, for disorder reasons.
Oh, no, that first time, no, I was in my teens, I think, or 20s.
Did you go sit?
No,
Now you're saying a psychiatrist. Now you're talking about an MD who prescribes medication, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't taking any of my shit. Excuse me, I'm sorry, we're on the radio.
So
yeah, I was really mad at him because I was
Are you
mad at
still
my dad.
seeing a psychiatrist?
Well, I have an appointment on Monday, but I worked in a community mental health agency for 16 years, something like that, and I went to a gazillion hospitals, a gazillion psychiatrists, a gazillion social workers, recovery groups. So does that help you?
Well, it doesn't help in the sense that were you receiving medication because medication was benefiting you?
I don't ever remember that happening. I got a lot of medications, I overdosed a lot of times, but did they ever help? No.
Overdosed on purpose?
Uh-huh. Oh, and then there was the ones that gave me blood clots, and that kind of showed me that, that's really not the way to go. So I
Well, I
for
guess
other avenues.
For me, the question here, Julie, is if, in fact, there are conditions in your brain that would be responsive to medication, then that could be a long-term thing. If, on the other hand, you're saying, how do I know when my faith will carry me enough that I won't need mental health services? That comes down to your symptomatology. It comes down to what is happening in your life. It comes down to whether you can be stable emotionally, behaviorally, and adjusted. That's what it comes down to. So there you go, my dear. I'll have to give you more of an answer if you call back. This is Dr. Ray. I got to run. Good Lord permitting, we'll see you Monday on ePerson Monday. That'll be a ePerson show. Won't do like we did today where we had the privilege of taking your calls. By the way, hope to see you down in Athens, Ohio, and in Sparta. Both of those are on my website if you want information. This is Dr. Ray. Walk with God.
For information on Dr. Ray's presentations, books, and CDs, visit drray.com and follow him on Facebook and Instagram. The Doctor is In is a co-production of Ave Maria Radio and EWTN Radio and carried across the EWTN Global Catholic Radio Network.